Okay, we're almost done with our catalog. Now we're going to actually put our pictures into the containers that I already made in the previous videos. So I'm back in Muse and I'm going to open back up this Lucky Me. And I noticed too that my stage area for my pictures is not really halfway lined up between these two arrows, and I really want it to be. So I'm just going to move it until I see that little blue line there in the middle? That's letting me know that it's pretty much even between those two elements on the left and the right side. So now it's even, and now of course my triggers are messed up. What I do to select all these is I'm holding down the Shift key as I am clicking on them. Now I am using a Mac, so if you have Adobe Creative Suite for Windows, you might have to use a different combination, maybe your Control key or your Alt key, or just your Shift key should work. So see, I've got that blue line to tell me that it's perfectly in the center. So I'm going to let it go, and it's good. Muse is really great about that, to give you those quickie guides, what I call them. If you just slowly move an object, it'll start showing you, that stuff is lined up correctly. For example, making sure like my menu, unfortunately my menu is on my master page, so it won't give me a guide, but I could always open up my master page. And this is where, those algebra classes come in handy. If I click on my menu here, it gives me X and Y coordinates. I know that that is at 137, which is literally like 137 pixels from the top. You have to consider this top left corner to be 0, 0. So it's 137 pixels from the top. If I go over to Lucky Me and I highlight this, I can see that I'm at 131 for my entire composition. If I put 137 in, it's going to actually perfectly line that top edge up with the home menu. Which is just a design principle of making sure, like items are lined up and more pleasing to the eye. They could not be lined up, but if you're not going to line something up, then you want it to really be not lined up. You don't want it to be only like 6 pixels off, because then it looks like a mistake. If you're trying to do something design funky, not lined up, then you want it to be a significant amount of pixels that it's off. So we are good, and we are finally ready to put our pictures in. Now, one thing you could do is to grab this container, and on a Mac you press Command D, on Windows I think it's Control D, and you could actually drop in the pictures. I don't like to do it that way because sometimes if your picture is a little bit bigger for whatever reason, it's going to make this entire stage area get bigger, and Muse is still in beta, so it's really hard to get it to go back smaller. So what I always do is I click outside of my composition, and really what I do is I zoom out. I want to zoom out so that I've got some play area over here. So I'm going to press Command D, and I'm going to find my first. Just a second, honey, I'm recording.
Yes.
Sorry, my daughter just came into my office. She's 4.5. So I have my Lucky Me folder, and I have my JPEGs. So this is my cover picture. So I'm going to click open, and it fills my cursor so I can drop it in there, and I'm going to drop it in there. Now when I select this, it's telling me it's 1033 by 1033 up here at the top. That's because when I saved it in InDesign, it saved it as a better quality picture, which added pixels to it. But I'm just going to make it my 775 by 775. Now you'll notice that now you can't see part of the picture. So I do my right click, my fitting, and I'm going to fit the frame proportionately. Now, shh, Caitlin, quiet. Shh. Now I'm going to drag it over into here, and as I got closer, you'll notice that that container box got that dark blue outline. That means that the container box is picking up the picture. And I just line it up to the very edge of the container, and I stick it in there. And now it's in the container. Now when you click on these, if I click to page 2, it's going to be a different picture versus page 1. See? So that one's good. So now I'm going to do the same thing with page 2. I'm going to select my page 2 container, come over here, Command D, and pick up my second picture, which is actually going to be Queen Mab by Kate Danley. And again, it's 1033 by 1033 because the quality is a much higher JPEG when it was saved in InDesign. So fitting, fit frame proportionately. Caitlin, shh. Please get out of my office, please. Okay, you'll be quiet. Sorry. And I'm going to drag it over, make sure the container is picking it up, line it up, and drop it in. And now Queen Mab is in there. Now, you'll notice that this is a book cover. And what I want to do is I want people to be able to click on that book cover and go to Amazon.
Hey, these are my favorite ones.
Caitlin, out.
Sorry.
Out.
Sorry.
Don't be sorry, just go out, honey. Go see Vincent. Out.
Quiet.
No, out.
I'll be quiet.
So I want people to be able to click on this book cover and go to it. So what I'm actually going to do is, Muse has this great square tool, and you can just make a square. And you'll notice again, it's got that dark blue outline. So it's telling me that this square, or rectangle that I'm making, is inside my container. And I let it go. And now it's on top. And it's like, oh no, I don't want it on top. Now you can't see the book cover. You can basically, this is kind of like a hack, by making it transparent. That square is still on top of the book cover, but now it's a see-through button basically. And what I want to do is I want to link that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Amazon. I'll go to Queen Mab by Kate Danley. And I want the Muse one. She changed her book cover since I last made this. So this is why I make things in InDesign first. To change that is a very simple, although I will admit I like her other one better. I think that's just beautiful. But nobody asked me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click and I'm going to save this image as, I'm really anal about my folders being all organized. So it's in Author Ads and it's in Lucky Me and it's in my book covers. So this is actually going to be Queen Mab 2. This is why Adobe products are awesome. Are you ready to have your mind blown? I'm going to go into InDesign and I'm going to open I'm going to open up Lucky Me and see I have all my InDesign folders. So this is my Queen Mab file. This was the original file I made for Kate Danley. So now I can just grab this frame, and this is why I like working in InDesign for this kind of work. And let me go view screen mode, or display performance. It always assumes typical display, which makes things look pixelated. If I go high quality display, now it's not pixelated anymore. The first time I didn't know that, it totally messed with my mind, and I was like thinking my whole project was going to look awful. But so with my arrow selected, I have this frame selected here that I've made. And I'm just going to do Command D or Control D if you're a PC user. Come back, nope, February. Come back to my Lucky Me folder. And remember the book covers, we have Queen Mab 2. I'm going to select that one and click Open. And it changes it. And it doesn't look the greatest now because the colors are different. But I'm going to select it and fitting, fit frame proportionately. Nope, fit content proportionately. I'm sorry, fit content proportionately. That way it'll show the whole book cover. But now you'll notice that the background I originally selected was for the other book cover. It looked really cool. This still matches really well. So now I want to change this background. And thankfully I've got a couple of extra ones that I didn't end up using. And I always call those my raw images. So I just have to find one I didn't use, which I think was, I'm not really sure. So let me look at the JPEGs. I've got blue. Yep. I've used all of those. I don't think I used that one, which would work really well. Nope, 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 nope. She's not blowing. She's blowing, but she's not. So that works. Perfect. So you can still read the text. You can still see the book cover. What I might want to do is grab this little handler. Lets you move the original picture. That brown inside of it. But I think that's fine. I think you can tell. And then I'll put the buy buttons down here. What I might want to do is just move Queen Mab up. Grabbing the whole... Actually, I wanted to touch the dandelion a little bit there. And then we'll move this down just a little bit. This is just a text box on top of a book. And I don't want the nose to show so much. And this is like part of the design process. This is what I go through each time I'm making a panel. But this is why Adobe's awesome. Okay, I've got that. I think that looks good. It looks nice and proportionate and looks nice. So I'm going to go ahead and save it. I'm saving the InDesign file. I'm overwriting it. And now I'm going to export it as a JPEG. And when I export it as a JPEG, I'm actually going to override the Queen Mab one, which was the original one that we had. So I'm saving it and I'm going to replace it. Go ahead and export it. Now when I come over to Muse, this is what the original one looked like. What I can do is I can come over to my library, or my assets, I'm sorry. And if I scroll down for Queen Mab, it gives me this little like exclamation point, like, hello. If I right click on that, I can update the asset and it'll automatically change it. And it's good. And this box is that clear box I made to go over the book cover. So now I can move it so that it's more lined up. That's just a good example of how the different Adobe products work well together. If you're working in one, you can save it as, and Muse will pick up the asset pickup. So we have this page, and now what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to add my buy buttons. And it's going to be available on Kindle. Actually, I'm going to delete that, and I'm just going to make it a text box, and I'll show you why. It's a little bit faster. So I'm making a text box. Kindle, center it. I like it to be white. I want it to be a little bit more centered, and I want it to be bigger, definitely bigger. And we can actually reduce the centering, or the padding rather. Now when I select this box, what I can actually do is I can change the fill, and I can make it orange like Kindle is so people recognize it. I can change the stroke if I want to. I like this effects, and I like to just add the bevel to it, and now it looks like a button. It's that simple. And now I'd want to hyperlink this. So I would click on my text box again, come back to Amazon. I'm using my Amazon affiliate stripe, and I know that this is going to be author ads. And this is where my new project of building a better blog tour comes in. The next catalog that I'm doing, the Summertime is Easy, and other future catalogs, where it says right here, the cheap ads -20, that is the affiliate tag for our company. Other book bloggers have different tags, and all you have to do to put their affiliate tag in is to just change the tag. So, for example, if I was going to Facebook, one of our partners for the next one I know is Bookhaven, run by Leah Fairchild. So Leah's got links here. I just have to find one of her Amazon links. It can be any of them. Let's see here. Okay, so I bet you that is one of her Amazon links. And if I go here, I can see right there, this is her tag. See, at the end here. So if I was to highlight that, Control C, come over to mine, Control copy that one. I've highlighted this. I'm going to my hyperlinks, and I'm adding in the hyperlink. Now all I have to do is come over here to where our tag is, delete it so that there's no tag there. Come back over here, I can grab her tag, copy it. Oh, it didn't save the link. Okay, so it saved the link there. Now I want to make it Leah's link, for example, so that when I make Leah's catalog that she shares on Bookhaven, she's getting her affiliate fees, not me. I just go into this link, I go all the way to the end, because all that just stays the same. And the only thing you have to change is the last little bit of the tag, which is always ends in a -20. Press Command V, and now it's her link. And if I go save the site, file, wait, I've got to make on my catalog page, now that I need to make an icon for Lucky Me. So I come over here again, Command D out there, I'm going to grab my cover, and I'm going to make it 250 by 250, fit content proportionately, drag it over so that now I've got a cover, and I know it needs to be at 136 for my to line up with my menu. And now I can go effects and I can bevel it so it looks like a button. And then to add a link in Adobe in Muse, I just do my drop down box. You can either put in a hyperlink or you can just select a page that it's going to link to. So file, save site, I'm going to go ahead and FTP it. And for this you would have to know I use HostGator, so you would just have to know those credentials, which if you're using HostGator, I can teach you how to find those credentials. They're not difficult for FTP. But what this will do is it's automatically updating all of my pages that I've been working on in Lucky Me so that they're live on the web. So I'm basically publishing in the middle as I'm working on stuff, so that way you can see it. And in the next video, we'll finish filling in the catalog and I'll show you how it works.